What is one thing in your life that you don't think will go back to normal? Normal being the way it was before the pandemic. So this is a question that I thought about, and I have been really fascinated as it relates to how people live in their homes. And I have a few observations and predictions that I wanted to share with you. So these are things that I predict have changed for the longer term, not forever, because who knows what's going to happen 5 years from now, but for the foreseeable future, I think these things have changed. And these are preferences, things that buyers are looking for in their homes or things that we are seeing in people's homes. So the first one, and you can probably guess, is home offices. So before COVID and before most people were working from home, when I would tour homes with clients, it was pretty rare that someone would say like, home office is a priority, or I need this type of home office. It has to have a window, preferably on the ground floor, good natural light, a nice view, like all of these home office specifics, which make complete sense. But people are now turning down homes because they do not have the home office that they're looking for. And so home office has risen the ranks from, an afterthought in many cases to priority, especially in our smaller urban homes that don't necessarily come with a room that was designed as a home office. So that's number one on my list. Number two on my list, which you could maybe also guess, is a workout space. I know that some people will absolutely be returning to the gym or have already done so, but I think that a lot of people transitioned to at-home workouts during the pandemic, and I think a percentage of people may not have plans ever to go back to the gym or not in the foreseeable future. I know that I'm in this category myself, and so another thing that buyers are looking for when they tour homes is exercise space. That could be that the ceiling height in the basement is tall enough for a treadmill, or that could be a place for the Peloton, which in some homes, it might be hard to find. These are things that buyers are looking for. These are things that we are seeing in people's homes when we tour them. And I also think that this is somewhat here to stay. I mean, I don't think a lot of people who bought their Peloton are ready to return it, just because, COVID's over. So something to consider. The third thing is outdoor space. Now, I think outdoor space has always been on a lot of people's lists, but more than ever, I think people began to use their outdoor space a little bit differently. Like, I think outdoor space has always been popular with people that have dogs or kids. Like, you need a place for kids to play and run around. But now it seems like everybody, especially people who during COVID maybe lived in an apartment without outdoor space, is now a priority because they envisioned, this time, or they remember this time when they were coveting having outdoor space that they could use, whether that's a balcony or a roof deck or something like that. The other factor with outdoor space, and this is a little bit different than the apartment scenario, is that 23 million Americans brought home a pet during COVID, and percentage of those were dogs, and dogs kind of need some outdoor space. I mean, you can absolutely have a perfectly happy dog living in an apartment. I've been there, done that. Dog doesn't know any different, so it's great. But I'm finding on more and more people's lists that their pets and their pets' needs are a top priority, and outdoor space is often one of those things that is nice to have if you're looking at houses. You don't want to buy a row house that has 100% concrete backyard if you have a dog. It's just, you're going to have to do some work to it. And I think that these are, just shifts in people's preferences, what they're looking for, and some things to keep in mind if you're, renovating or making changes to your house.